Ready? Okay, 1936 we came from the dairy farm, and we moved to the 800 block in Nogalitos, and there hardly was any jobs at the time, 1934 or 35, 36, no, 30, yeah, 36. And my dad said, who wants to go to the relief line with me? And I said, I will, you know. And he says, go see Mr. Garcia to give you a couple of burlap sacks. So I go to the grocery store and I said, Mr. Garcia, we're going to the relief line. Can you give me a couple of burlap sacks? Yes. So then the following morning, I think it must have been about 5 o'clock in the morning, we got up and Mom had already made the frijoles con huevo and tortillas and coffee, and we had that. And then we were starting to leave. We said, wait a minute, you go to the bathroom first. Go to the bathroom because you don't know how long you're going to stand in line. So when we got to the place on Laredo, there was a big old stockade made out of cedar posts, and it was about 2 blocks square. And when we got there, the line was double. That's how many people were in line to get food. About 5 o'clock in the afternoon, we got to the window and they gave us white beans and puff weights and a couple of pants and a couple of shirts and I think rice and I think canned beef and that's just about it. And my dad said, no more relief line for us. He says, you guys go make shoe shine boxes from apple crates. And so we go there and we scrape up some money for the polish and the shoes, me and my brother Jesse. So the following morning we headed out from Nogalitos. We got to Zavalla Street. That was a sanitary grocery, those Italian boys. And then there was Wynn's, and then it was Westbrook Bakery, and Gettinger's Place, and then your grandpa's place, Carvajal Barbershop, and then there was Casas Shoe Repair. That was all that was there. But when we got to in front of the sanitary groceries, there was about 5 or 6 guys that was there. And they saw us and they came at us and, what are you guys doing here? You don't belong here. Get out of here. And one of them took a whack at my brother Jesse. And then the other one kicked my shoe shine box. And everything came out. and then my brother Jesse, he grabbed his box and put it like under his arm. And we was walking, you know, that way towards our shop. And your grandpa comes out with this big strobe, with a razor strobe, and he told the guys, you leave these boys alone because they got as much right to shine shoes as you have.
Was that
and your grandpa?
Ramon Carvajal?
Yeah, Ramon Carvajal. And then he says, you, he points at me and says, you come in here and shine shoes, 10 cents for shoes and 25 cents for boots. Okay. And then my brother, he went into, there was a Watts Hardware, there was a International Hollister Company. He would go in there and he would shine shoes. He's lucky. Jesse was lucky. And later on we sold papers. I mean, he sold papers. He could sell papers, man. He could sell papers. But every Saturday evening, they would give me a bucket with a pitchfork and send me over there to the Pioneer Flour Mill to dig out some wiggle worms, because we would go fishing to Leon Creek in back of Camp Normal Oil. We never caught anything, but we had comida, you know, and that was just about every Sunday.
Did those shoe shine boys ever come back?
Not that I know, though. There was one that when I got sick, he was there, Henry Ramirez,
Mhm.
But he worked at that. From there, when I come back, Uncle Raymond says, "This is my shine boy. You get your things and leave." He told him to leave, and but Henry went to work for Texas Bolt Screw Company, and he was like the manager there for years. And they moved from Peden Alley or Peden Street down to San Fernando Street. But the brothers, the big brothers like Leo and Henry, they used to be the waiters at Gettinger's place. And then the other brother was over here on Presa. There was a Mexican restaurant.
Was that Rudy? No. Yeah.
Felipe Ramirez.
So what were the name of the barbers that were at the barber shop where you were at?
Oh, at the barber over there?
At the barber shop.
Joe Gonzalez, I think, was the owner of the City Hall Barber Shop.
Mm-hmm.
And then
it was called the City Hall Barber Shop?
City Hall Barber
That
Shop.
was on South Flores.
It's 100 block of South Flores.
Yeah.
And there was George Keene's pharmacy at the corner.
Uh-huh.
And then there was the Chinese people had upstairs a hotel.
Right.
Motel, whatever you want to call it. And then down, well, they had the
But the barbers that were there with my grandpa was Ramon Carvajal, and who
Jose Gonzalez was
Jose Gonzalez. How about Rudy Carvajal?
No, he wasn't there.
He was a barber though. He was
a barber, but I never saw him anymore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because there was a barbershop around the corner on Dolorosa, I think. And then it was Zupan Cafe.
And then there was my great grandfather Ramon G. Carvajal, which was a barber also.
I know, but he must have been already passed away.
I think he moved to Dallas.
Oh, he moved to Dallas.
Yeah.
Well, you know all the information.
Wow.
Yeah. And then later on in years, I think the people that were there on Flores, they moved to Floresville.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they had the saddles. They made saddles.
Oh yeah.
And
that was Oscar Carvajal.
Oscar.
Yeah.
Oscar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for those memories. I'm gonna save this and show it to my great grandchildren.
Well, so how many do you have now?
Thank you, Ernest.
Shirley.
As Ernest Valdez.
Ernest Escobedo Valdez.
Ernest Escobedo Valdez. He's been a customer of mine at the pharmacy for a long time. And I never knew he was a shoe shine boy. He never told me that at my grandpa's place. And I've been taking care of him for how many years?
It has to be at least 12 years.
Yeah.
Or more.
Well, thank you, Ernie. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you for coming over. It's a pleasure. It was a pleasure receiving you, and
yeah. There was a lot of history at that barber shop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they had some big political rallies there.
I think there's some pretty big fights too. They say your Uncle Rudy was the one that used to, start, or he wouldn't say with anybody's lip. In other words, he would take you on. That's what Grandpa Raymond would say. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you again, Ernie. I appreciate it.
Oh, that's okay.
Bye-bye.